Hey guys, so let's get started. I'm quickly just showing you an overview of all the stuff I had laid out. Look at all of this junk. Oh, and there's my fake blood I made. Let me know if you want a recipe for that. Anyway, so here's the pinup side. So basically I'm just grabbing my foundation and just going all over just on one half of my face. Next I'm just concealing, doing layers and layers to get a really flawless face because that's what pinup girls had. Obviously setting that with some powder if you're as oily as I am and if you're going to be wearing it all night long. Next, just a small contour, nothing huge. Just a big fluffy brush. And I'm just applying Maybelline's Color Tattoo in Bad to the Bronze all over the lid. Some chapstick. And just doing a quick smoky eye with some black and an angled brush. I'm just applying that all over the outer third and the crease. Then taking a big fluffy blending brush and some brown and smoking all of that out and blending it in. Use light handed motions to get it all nice and smoked out and blended. Next, I'm just applying a really shimmery champagne color to further blend everything together, and also using that as a highlight color as well. Next, I'm just doing a nice winged eyeliner that was so popular to do in the 40s. Really popular to do a smoky, winged out eyeliner. It just made them look sultry and sexy. And here I'm just lining my upper lash line and lower lash line with some black eyeliner. You really want to define the eyes. Now, eyebrows are a really big deal with pinup looks. You really want to define your eyebrows and exaggerate the shape a little bit more. So that's what I'm doing. I took a little bit extra time defining my eyebrows. I think other than the other side of my face, that's what took the longest. So just take your time with it and define and shade each and every part of your eyebrows. You can keep your normal shape or you can go outside of it, make them a bit more round, a bit more curved. Definitely accentuate the tail more, maybe make it a bit longer, more pointed. That's what you really want to do. Eyebrows shape your face, so you want to really take your time on that. Next, I'm just applying a little bit of blush and a bit of a shimmer. And load on that mascara. I didn't apply falsies, but you definitely can if you want that extra drama. And for half of the lip, I'm just doing a normal staple red lip. Just lining with some red lip liner. And then going over with a red lip stain gloss. This is the Beyonce Infallible. You really want to define that shape, so get that curve going. Now the zombie side. I'm just taking that same black eyeliner that I used on my waterline and just going crazy all over the lid. The cream of the eyeliner will really help when we go to blend it out later on with the brush. I really wanted to make a creepy, hollowed out look, but also blended as well. I didn't want just like that harsh black solid circle all over my eye. So I'm just taking a little bit of gel eyeliner and a small angled brush, and I'm just lightly feathering. As you can see, it's not a rounded blend, it's a pointy blend, so almost like creating lines going down my face like I've been crying, or you know, that type of look. It's pretty self-explanatory. Sometimes I find it hard to explain exactly what I'm doing. Anywho, I just took a big shadow brush and some red, and I'm just making that look really bloodshot by adding the red. That also helped blend out the black a little bit better as well. Sorry if you can hear other noises, there's a movie playing in my living room. Next, I'm just taking lightly with a brush some brown to add some dirt to the face. Can't be too clean, obviously you're a zombie and you've been crawling around everywhere looking for food. Now the fun part, making the nose. So I only wanted to do half of the nose, obviously. I wanted to give it that skeleton look, as though flesh had been ripped away and it's just like, you know, really deep and hollow. So that's what I'm doing here. I just pretty much followed the natural curves and points of my nose. Set that eyeliner pencil, I'm just going over with a matte black eyeshadow and that same angled brush that I used with the gel liner on my eye. Be careful with this, because if you get the eyeshadow up your nose, you will sneeze. Trust me. Next, with that same black eyeliner pencil, I'm just drawing in some teeth and an accentuated mouth. This had to have been the hardest part, of course. My suggestion would be to make the white for the teeth first, so get a white face paint. I would recommend white face paint would be the most opaque and easier to work with. I didn't have any white face paint, so I still would suggest doing the white first, even if you don't have face paint, like a cream white eyeliner, and then the black, because trying to go through with the white on top of it, like I'm doing here, made the teeth look gray, and it just wasn't as defined as I would have liked it to be. But that's okay, because zombies aren't perfect, they're messy, so I guess the messier the better. I'm also defining the black inside the mouth with some eyeshadow as well. Now I'm just taking some Elmer's glue, normal white staple classroom glue, and some tissues that I've ripped up, and with a paintbrush just from the dollar store, I'm just applying a thin coat of that glue and then a thin layer of the tissue on top. And you want to apply this in layers. So you want to do glue first, tissue, glue, tissue, glue, tissue, glue, tissue. It's going to take ages for the glue to dry. So as you see me do a little bit later on, I use a hairdryer because it was just taking way too long. More tissue. The jaggier you make the tissue edges, the better, the more realistic. Just speeding it up for you. I wish it was this fast in real life. I'm just doing the same process, layers of glue, layers of tissue. And you see me get my hairdryer because I'm just impatient. You can put the scars any way you want, but I wanted to make my mouth look like it had been ripped open. So that's why I've done it on my cheek. Plus it's also the less painful spot to take the scar off of your face, because it does hurt when you rip it off. It feels like a band-aid, so keep that in mind. Now that it's dried, I'm just taking some foundation and a sponge and just stippling it over the scar just to make it look a bit more realistic. Because of that, I got a distinct line where I had blended out the black, so you'll see me go back later with the black and shade it in a bit more. Make sure you set that foundation with a powder, just so it's not shiny and shimmery as well. As I do here. Now, like I said before, I'm just taking more of that gel eyeliner and I'm just fixing up that distinct line that's there and just blending it out. And that hollow, bruised up eye is now getting larger. I actually like the effect it gave afterwards. Now with small nail trimming scissors, you just want to find a loose bit by where you drew the teeth and carefully and slowly cut a line, not all the way through the scar. You only want to go about 3/4 of the way. Lightly with your fingertip, you want to pull back the scar to make an opening, and that's where you're going to put the shadows to define the scar a little bit more. It's really hard to do if it's still a bit damp on the inside. Mine definitely was, that's why I'm struggling here. But if you have more time than I do, definitely let it dry 100% completely, because it's much, much easier to work with. You'll see it's still really tacky, and that's why it's sticking together. There you go, it's starting to come together now. You can also use the blow dryer to set the opening flaps in place once you've placed them where you want them. If it's giving you trouble, it would help a lot. Okay, now I'm just taking some black and shading in for some depth on the inside of the scar. And some red as well, just to add a bit of irritation. And like there's blood, dried blood on the scar. You also want to add that on the top of the scar, not just inside. I'm just buffing everything out with a little bit of translucent powder and black shadow and fixing it with some foundation. I just really wanted to blend out that line. I felt like it was so distinct. I just wanted to gritty up my face a little bit more as well. While working on the scar, I had lost some definition in the teeth I had made. Probably if I were to do this again, I would try and use liquid liner because it's not as slip and slidey as pencil liner is. Now for the fun part, the dried blood. The blood. So this stuff actually stank really bad. It was just a homemade job. I can list the recipe below for you guys. It was really easy. It took 2 seconds, but it definitely stinks. So yeah, just for the purpose of this video, it worked. I was trying not to drop it everywhere. I did have a towel on my lap. So I'm just making it look like the wound is bleeding, obviously, but I really wanted to add some more drama, so I also dripped it down my neck and from my mouth. Did I mention this blood is edible? But I would definitely not eat it. I also wanted to make it look like I was crying tears. I thought that was a cool effect as well. Crying blood tears. Obviously you cry tears. God, I can't talk tonight. Sorry guys. And I just kind of went crazy by this point. I almost took my hand and dipped it in the blood and went all over, which would have been a cool effect as well. So there you have it. One pretty side and one gory side. You could do either one on the whole face if you wanted to, or do half and half, or whatever you feel like doing. So this is the completed look. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.